Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's 9 o'clock on Saturday. It's something a bit different, a bit special today. Like I say, I've got a special guest on today, so we'll hang fire and wait. We'll wait for a few more people to come along. I think we've got 7 people in so far, which is great. How's everybody's day been today? It's been a nightmare up here in the northeast, but we'll get that a bit further along. I know a lot of people are popping across from Monty from My Family Gardens live, because he does a live on a Saturday night. So how are you doing, Rob? Hello, Rob. Hello, Brian. I'm pleased you're out of bed now, Brian. I'm pleased you're back up in your chair and getting things sorted out for the coming weeks, because it's nearly time to start getting them seeds sorted out. I know it's been absolutely crazy. I'm pleased you're back on the mend, mate. I'm pleased you're back on the mend. I'm saying good night, Leslie. Bye, Leslie. I'll see you later. Leslie's not coming on tonight. Hello, Andrew. Got 9 people on at the moment. Slowly rising. Ballysullen, good evening. I hope you're doing well. I was hoping to get an allotment today, but I've not managed to get the allotment with the winds. I wasn't risking it, but guess who was at allotment today? Aye, good old Grandad Dave. He soon got told on the phone to get his rear end back at home. Good evening, Lindsay. Hello, Ali. Getting all your messages on Facebook. 13 people on at the minute. Let's see if we can get that a bit more. I'm looking for something. Looking for something for 13. Now, I won't be able to write down in the comments tonight with us using StreamYard. So I'll just be responding to everybody. And if I respond to your comment, I can easily just pop it up on the screen, because it's clever stuff. No, it's reverting back to what's your old way, Brian. What's your old way? Hello, Alan. 2 rights, Dean number 1. I'm hoping Dean number 2 pops in later on, or sometime soon. He might not be, I don't know. It's a bit past his bedtime, isn't it? Right, well, I think it's been a couple of minutes. People are coming along. Hello, Mark. Good evening. I'm sure more people will pop along as the evening progresses, but I'm going to introduce our special guest for this evening. I've known this guy for a little while, and obviously I've been growing veg for about 5 years now. So Seb was one of the first people I actually met, speaking to online, met him down at Malvern, different shows as well. He's been great help to myself, and I'm pleased that you pop along today. So without further introduction, I'm going to pop him onto the chat now. So stream, there we go. Hello, Seb.
Hello, guys. Hello, everybody. Hello, Gross, and hello, the members of the chat.
Just turned up because it's a bit quiet on my end.
How you doing, Dean?
I'm all right, not too bad. How's yourself?
Just get up. So make sure it's
I know you work nights, don't you? So this is like your daytime.
Yeah. So I have to get kicked up, sleep for 2-3 hours. Yeah.
You're an absolute machine, working all evening and having a couple of hours sleep.
Well, yeah, I have to sleep quite, not too many hours, but I sleep around about 4 or 5 hours. I try and manage to do everything else as well. So
I tend to find if you sleep for 5 hours, say for a long time, your body gets used to it. So say if you wanted an early night, and if you didn't have work and you went to bed at 8 o'clock, you'd be waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning naturally and not being able to jump back off again.
So first when I come from work, I normally spend around about 2 hours around the house, things what I need to do, and then I'll go sleep. And then I wake up and I do other stuff during the day, and then go work again.
It's the best way to do it, little and often. But because if you don't do it, then you'll regret not using that time you had to actually get it done. It's amazing how much you can get done in a couple of hours, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very important, very, very, very important. So you got to go sleep. So make sure spend the time with sleep, because if you don't, then what's the point is basically you're not enough sleep. Basically, 4 o'clock in the morning, you feel really tired, and very bad for you, for your body condition and everything. So
It is. It's mentally as well. It can drain you
yeah,
mentally. It can drain you physically. It
yeah,
can knock
yeah,
you for six.
absolutely.
It make you sick as well. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you got to be careful. Good night, Don. See you later. It's just Elizabeth saying good night. Good night. Thought I said I haven't said good night. You. Bye bye. It's another one away. See how many more infants coming at this room tonight. So I am going to share Seb's YouTube channel and things shortly. So for those asking, he does have a YouTube channel which he does share his beekeeping and everything on as well, which is a great channel. So in fact, I tell you what, I'll just pop it on here now so people can have a look. So there across the bottom there. So if you want to pop yourselves across, please feel free to, and drop Seb a like and have a look through his back catalogue of videos. Let's hear some cracking stuff on there. But I tell you what, it's been a horrible day up here in the northeast. Seb's whereabouts you located, Seb?
Well, I'm in the Southampton area, and it was quite a little bit windy, not much windy like in your way probably, but it was quite cold this morning. Then it was lovely until like 13 in the day, and then in the evening, just now coming the cold eye again.
I don't
So
think
we
you
would
can get pretty much
expect
any further
-1,
away.
-1, -2 in the morning we will have again.
It's been quite warm recently. It's been quite warm on an evening. Up here, anyways, in the northeast, it's been like 9 degrees, which is quite surprising for January.
Well, it's very crazy. In before Christmas, we go and talk a little bit of gardening. So 2 weeks before Christmas, maybe 2.5 weeks if you remember. I never remember 15, 16 on Christmas time and New Year. And the flowers, some of the flowers start going.
Yeah, the spring flowers, daffodils and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kicking up like mad.
It's it'll confuse them.
Yeah, a massive confusion. Now it was cold, but now it's coming again. The warm temperature's coming up, and the only good thing is the minus temperature coming up and kicking out in the night. That's stopping the trees, because I believe if the minus temperatures will not come in dropping down below zero. We will have probably in February, some of the fruit tree and all the stuff will go up, and that will make later on, if the snap come, basically will be disaster.
It'll cause a nightmare with all the fruit trees, because of course if the trees believe it's time to start blooming again, then all of a sudden we'll get a cold spell like we did last year. It's going to cause all sorts of frost damage on the trees itself. And a handy tip that I was told, when it comes to the flowering trees and when the trees won't blossom, where if you're going to have a cold spell and it's going to be like minus temperatures overnight, spray water all over the trees and the flowers, so that when it does, so that it's protected overnight. So it'll be better than them crisping and burning in the morning.
But I remember back when I was younger, my dad always say, if the cherries start flowering, early cherries, and so you get temperature dropping quite heavily, -2 or -5, and if that keep up for a few weeks, that will kill your fruit. Will be really nearly none, can be in nearly none.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Trying to keep on top with Mother Nature, but she keeps changing her mind every year, doesn't she? It's never great when you're doing any kind of growing with giant veg or normal veg or flowers or anything like that. You think you plant everything at the right time, and then Mother Nature says no.
I did see a lot of people for the last few years trying growing very early in the year pumpkins, and they didn't. Oh, it's plenty time. I see a massive exciting, which is good. I'm really pleased people do be exciting, because I'm exciting as well. But it's different things I grow, and I'm growing inside pumpkins. But this year, the first time we will grow outside. We did grow when I started pumpkin outside, but I'll tell you what, inside growing pumpkin is completely different game. You got completely different environment and everything. So if people want to grow pumpkins, they need to make sure they have quite protection for the first 4, 5 to 6 weeks, I would say.
And this goes towards obviously giant pumpkins and also normal pumpkins as well.
Well, even absolutely, even normal pumpkin. You could grow even, I would say, as zucchini, or you could grow any vegetable for your home growing. If you grow in there under plastic for the 6 weeks, so why the 6 weeks? You have, since you start growing, the plant need the temperature, the soil need the temperature, which people doesn't know how important soil temperature is.
Yeah.
It's like
it's much different to the air temperature, isn't it? Because a lot of stuff with the germination is soil temperature.
So, soil temperature is a key to growing. So, all the flowers start going, but that's a little bit different. You don't know how deep they are. So as you planted outside, when it was raining, was miserable weather, and you dig it. Oh yeah, we got prep done. I believe there's a lot of things in there. The crucial is the temperature inside the soil.
Yeah.
So what
Still
my
got
advice
to
is,
keep you don't want it too warm.
Yeah. Well, no, but if you get 2 weeks before, get your soil prep 2 or 3 weeks, I would say, up to 3 weeks. If you manage prep, even if you prep 2 weeks, put plastic on top of the soil, but really plastic on the soil. So if there's you're going to plant each area pumpkin or squash or something, even your zucchini, if you put plastic on top, and there's even if it's black plastic, that's fine. But what you do, you actually give the heat. You're doing really good heat for the soil, which is crucial. Because you're planting your plant, the plant starts really moving when there's got the right temperature. You could see the difference. Just like in probably a couple of weeks, they will see a massive difference between plant where it's planting directly in the soil, where it was cold soil, and warm soil. Warm soil is really important when you're planting actually directly in the warm soil. Then it will grow on pumpkins or any vegetables will grow lovely. But a lot of people think, we can't discussing with this long day. But a crucial game is temperature and the soil, and then you could plant it lovely. And if anything.
Yeah.
So
it's getting that right start, making sure you got. It's not just a case of putting the seed in and waiting for it to grow. You've got to prepare the beds, prepare the ground, get everything sorted. If you get a good start and a good engine with the plant, you go flying. I've got a question here, Seb, at the minute before crack on. Yeah.
I see that.
Do you have large tunnels or greenhouses?
Yeah, I have large tunnel. Yes, I have 66 foot by 14 foot wide. And
it's not a little tunnel, is
it? It's a big tunnel. Yeah,
it's a big tunnel, that.
Yes, it was quite an investment, Ali. But definitely, if you want growing some big stuff, even if you want grow a lot amount of chilies, or you could grow in the tunnel anything you want. For this year, we decided to grow, and I'll give you a little bit, guys, tips. I'm growing watermelon in there, and I will grow cantaloupes as well. I did grow cantaloupes with a small one, but I'm growing a big one. So it's nothing with pumpkin and squash will not go inside. They will be grown outside. The inside is growing something where I need a really warm, and obviously I'll have already there strawberries already going there. Strawberries. We have strawberries. Last year, my youngest daughter. Of course, yeah. Last year, my youngest daughter, she have strawberries picking them early in March. She was picking them.
Awesome, that's great.
So we got 50 liters pots. Every strawberries is in the pots, and we got probably 20 pots in there, and they're beautiful. I bet you give you another. If the temperature keep like this, they probably in the March again we will get strawberries.
That'd be great. When everybody's just starting to get the runners and everything sorted out, you've already got.
Anybody can do that. Anybody. If you have I would just give you tips. If you have baskets, flowers baskets, if you have strawberries now in the garden, just get the youngest one. You picked up the youngest one, even if they have no leaves. Pick them up, put them in the baskets, 3 or 4, handing them in the tunnel if you have, or greenhouse. Yeah. You will see the difference. They will grow like boom.
So Andrew's got a question. Question as well. He says, "Would you say tunnels are a must for giant veg?"
I would say yes. For depends what you're planning to grow it.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah.
But if you want to grow carrots or parsnips or celery, I will say no. I will say grow them outside.
It all depends on the veg. I've learned that myself.
Basically celery like quite warm soil, but not too warm and not too hot inside, because they will get flowering straight away to flowering. They will get to flowering.
I think the majority of the stuff that I saw in polytunnels, you've got obviously the cucumbers, you've got the tomatoes, we've got things you can grow outside. For example, you've got the giant cabbage, you've got the sweet. Some people do it inside.
Cabbage. Hold on with cabbage. So how cabbage cabbage is a little bit different. Cabbage need to be started off in greenhouse and cold. We know exactly everybody growing the cabbages this country. But if you want to grow cabbage, giant one, you should get a polytunnel. But polytunnel, it just got the plastic halfway through on top and side, all mesh, proper mesh net, everywhere mesh net. So you don't let the water out directly, and you make I will tell you guys, you are continue watering, not the rain. So
yeah, so you take over because that's the kind of
you control the water.
That's the kind of polytunnels I've got, because I'd rather have them with the mesh on the side for the cooling, because sometimes it can get far too hot, and if you can't get down every single day to water, then that becomes a bit of a problem, especially when it comes to the heat. But it all depends on the veg, doesn't it, at the end of the day?
Oh yeah, but David Thomas, I would say, the best green fingers going. He have exactly what I'm just talking about. He's got his polytunnel is top carvet side. The side is nets, and front and back all net. Obviously, very fine net, so nothing can, no butterflies or anything can get inside.
Yeah, I've just used scaffold net, but I've doubled it over.
Yeah, that's good as well. Yeah, that's really good. I have scaffold net under my tunnel in the roof, so I have white plastic. It's really good. It doesn't make it burn leaves, but the temperature still coming sometimes quite heavily. Quite really can burn the leaves or can make damage the plant. So I put I hold a net all the tunnel have net on the roof.
I've got that for my Swedes and me red cabbage last year. I just grew them in that's my brassica cage, so I can grow anything that doesn't need to be inside of a polytunnel, but if it wants to be protected from the butterflies and things, I can just grow it there. But it gets the sun from the greenhouse coming through, because it's right next to the greenhouse and right next to the polytunnel, and where the sun comes over the top, the sun can obviously goes through the plastic, and obviously it's warm on one side and warm on the other. So it works well for myself. But I'll be looking at using a tunnel for cabbages and things this coming year.
How to say? I could say my words. Is a free air condition for cabbage.
Yeah,
it's very important, because if you climb too much warm, they get rot on the bottom. The leaves get rot and everything. And when you got the wind, like the ventilation get through, they are perfect.
I was talking to Tim.
Why is world record? Guys, tell me why. Why is world record in Alaska?
Alaska? Yeah, I've just about to say in Alaska, because they go crazy up there, isn't it?
Yeah, so they start cabbage a little bit like we're trying everybody start growing, but the temperatures over there, it's quite steady, and then they basically start in the cold, and they keep them going in the cold, and then as soon as the warm coming up, the cabbage is going mad. And the soil over there, soil over there is quite rich as well.
Mm-hmm. Right, they've got all the ports and everything. They'll just have to listen to what Vince did last year with his Marrow. Just use all the fish heads and everything, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's on TV. Sometimes if you're watching the program on Discovery of our Alaska, the fishing, how they're living in Alaska, some of the people will say to me, "Oh, the rubbish. don't listen to this. When you watch something, was it really true? And what Vincent done, I believe, is true, and it's really true, and
Yeah.
that's definitely work. Some of the products that they make, they remember the people that make them, but some of the you could buy some fertilizers with already fish stuff in, and that's work really well. I'm telling you this now.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Vince from Bangor down in Wales, he broke the world record last year for the biggest marrow. And I know Vince. Seb knows Vince. Vince came over to the pub where we were staying last year and we had a good little drink again with him and his brothers and his mate. And he was tells everybody there's no secrets to be had. Tells everybody exactly how he did it. And what he did was prepared the ground as we were speaking before, obviously keeping it warm. He also used fish heads. He used the entire fish, the bones, blood, the whole lot to fertilize the ground. And he did that all the way through, and obviously kept it watered as well with his marrow. Because when it comes to marrows and stuff like pumpkins and stuff, they go pretty quick, don't they? From setting the fruits, it's only a couple of months, isn't it?
Yeah, I will tell you guys everything, but just get a bind this about. So with Marrow, just a touching on the things. I don't know if you guys know, but what a world record Marrow, what Vincent broke, is a massive world record broken, and I believe the only one person can snap this up, and nobody else, is a Mark Braggs.
Mark Braggs. Knew I mentioned Mark there.
This lad, this man, he know how to do the job. I'm telling you this now.
Yeah.
It's just need to Weber, and the record will come to the Dorset area.
It's crazy how much the world record was broken by as well.
Yeah. Well done for him. Absolutely well done. He done smashing job. He have that last year he have quite nice big size of squash. Well done.
He did. He got first for the pumpkin and
Marrow.
Squash as well, didn't he?
And pumpkin.
And the
So
pumpkin.
he's been really busy, guys, growing free fruits like this. Just free fruits. I'm talking about free, but I believe you have. What I heard, it was about 4 or 5 marrows in there as well. So looking after the garden or like this, giant pumpkin, you need quite a lot of water. Giant squash, you need quite a lot of water. That's a lot of work, and I tell you what, it's a massive amount of work.
Right, it's like when Dale did the 5 first place back in was it 2019? It was like inspiring that just because of how much effort he put into everything he grew, and to get the carrot, the watermelon, the cantaloupe melon, all of that. There's some effort and dedication in it, and when he was saying it took some effort.
Right, you get growers like beside you. Patterns last year, sorry. They did struggle last year.
They did, didn't they?
Nobody know what's happened with the pumpkin. That's the game, pumpkin game. You guys, you could have pumpkin £2,000 tomorrow. You wake up and it's finished. It's your game over. That's what we're talking about, giant veg. So sometimes it's worth to get nice orange or nice green, not to be too mad, and be happy. Because some of the days you wake up and it's finished.
That's the thing, like you say. With you, even if you water too much, if you don't water enough, then water too much, it can expand the fruit because the grows so big. Andy Dawson had that problem because he's just a new grower coming through as well from my end of the woods. He had a big marrow last year, for Harrogate and things like that. But I think it was he took a video on Facebook and he showed everybody the video, and then the next day he put a message out saying it's split. But it's just like you say, it can just happen. It's one of these things. Yeah, they risk it. Or you leave it.
Alicia Reese, she say she can't find my YouTube channel.
Can't find your YouTube. I'd be keeping going. If somebody could find Seb's YouTube channel, please, and pop it into the comments, I'd be much appreciated. I will try and have a look myself now. If
a
anybody's got any questions,
it's a lovely flowers with the bees in there. You'll see them yellow.
I will have a quick look. If anybody's got any questions, please pop them on the chat.
So yeah, Rob, the temperature again, Rob. I believe that's the temperature. If I'm reading right. So about temperature up, that's why that happens. That's really strange temperatures we have this year already, and that's a really difficult thing. If I'm talking about right now, you have this happened all last year.
Yeah, beekeeping gardening.
Ali, yes, I grew. Depends. Some years I was growing like 10, 8 different vegetables, giant vegetables. I'm not talking about not one each. I was talking about quite few each. There's a lot of amount work. So the best thing if you want to start giant, I would say to you start to get 2, 3, and get like 2 plants each of them, or 3 plants each, and you see how you're learning on them, how to grow them, and basically you will decide after season. You will decide which one is the best one in growing for you in the season, because you could start growing 20 of them, and it will grow them probably size of onion from a shop or something. You know, it's just a learning curve for us, for all of us, not just for me, for all of us. But I believe if you want to start, the best start is get few, get it like 3 or 4, picked it up, and get 3 plants each, and that will keep you up.
I wouldn't grow too many at the same time. I've learned my lesson with that. Stick with a couple of things. You can always try new things each year if you want to. Find something that you like to grow. So for me, I found I like growing the cabbage. I like growing onions, the heavy and the quality. And I'm into growing the cucumbers at the minute as well. So I found the base of what I like to grow. So I'll continue to grow them each year. But I might put something else in, like a tomato or something if I've got space. So just don't overdo it. That's probably one of the big, because you've got to look after all of these.
Oh, you could, Ali, if you want growing, grow spats. Get condor spats and the seeds and get growing. You could eat them as well. Very nice, tasty spats. You could eat them. Jacko potato. You could have anything, you man. You could have grew 5-10 pounds potato. You could have world record. You know.
And that's the condor potato, isn't it? So you can get that from JBA at the moment. I think.
I think you have right now. They are on the I believe they're still available.
Yeah, I think they're JBA. They've got the new name now, haven't they? JBA, but they were JBA.
JBA, yeah.
With the other brothers, yeah. Stop it, Rob. Stop it. I did just put it.
Champion of cucumber, Rob. He's going sleep in Valentine Day with that cucumber.
I did. If you, I put the link to. I put the link on the group. It's under in the comments. It's under Kyle, because I've got Kyle's phone here. So yeah, I found it. I don't know whereabouts it is. I don't think it's popped up here in the comments on my screen. But I did pop the link in for his channel. I'll see if I can send it over to myself actually. So text, and I'll just disappear very quickly, and I'll get that. I'll put that in. Husband. There we go. I'm able to send. That's good.
So I give you guys a couple of things, couple of tips in there when we sit down talking. So first tip I will give you: if you want to grow pumpkin, or you grow marrow, or you want to grow even cucumber, Dean is an expert. Well done, he done last year.
The expert at what? I got lucky last year.
Like Rob said, champion cucumber grower. Absolutely. So it's all about preparation of soil and be consistent. And be like the doctors say, if you decide to give the water 1 can of water in a day for the plant, be that 1 can of water in a day. Don't be just, oh yeah, I'll give another one and another one. Everything can rot and everything can get wrong. That's why it doesn't matter you grow in giant or you grow normal. You know that. That's very important. A lot of people don't know how important it is watering and all the prep what you do. So when you preparation soil, the watering and the rest of the stuff, it's really important. But a lot of mistakes, a lot of big problems coming when you overwatering plants. And Marrow, you overwatering, you make little you could listen little bum. So a lot of people need to, especially when you grow Marrow, you need to start right time and not overwatering. But I would advise you, if you want to grow Marrow, guys, or ladies, or any growers, I'll tell you this now. If you want to try growing Marrow, don't use fertilizers. Your fertilizer is a manure. Right now, prep your patches right now with a lot of good manure, very raw manure, and you could give little bit chicken pellets on top and things like this. The marrow will grow. But do not overwatering.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
Then don't overwatering.
I just need to refresh my page. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't basically overwatering Marrow, because you will get little explosion in the garden, and a lot of people think, oh, we could have nice Marrow, like Dean explained before. Some people have big Marrow, and then just a week before or 2 weeks before show, Marrow is gone.
Yeah, so I've the biggest one I've grown so far has been under £100. But yeah, it's madness to think that the world record was over 250. But
but it's all come from Mark back seeds.
It does, yeah. It certainly does. All come back, and that's where I was over the moon with 98.
My biggest one as well come from Mark. My biggest Marrow I grew in my life is all come from Mark backs.
Well, them cucumber seeds that I got, grew the cucumber, got off Mark, won them on the competition.
Well, Mark backs.
Yeah, but like Mark said when I spoke to him at Malvern, it's not just about the seed; it's about how you grow it as well, which is 100% right.
Well, Mark did have the first cucumber seeds. It was from David Thomas, like my one.
Yeah.
So after when I grew my cucumbers, first time ever. You probably guys never see split cucumber. So I split.
I remember that.
You saw that on the show. I brought that on the show, and we weigh it. It was split. It was 2 weeks. It was split, and I bring it on the show, and we weighing. David Thomas was there, and we were weighing that cucumber, and it was 10.75 kilograms.
10.75.
And guys, that cucumber in 2 weeks, I lost a good 1 kg or even more.
Yeah,
it was quite long and it was quite thick. So David Thomas told me one thing. He said, I never ever see cucumber split. They was shocking. I didn't do, I just didn't put any fertilizers, just the normal water. But the soil was really heavily prepped with manure and everything. And that's how it was effect. My cucumbers was like handling down, amazing. It was amazing. My son is stand up in there between them. It was cracking. I don't know if I get that again.
Yeah,
I would try this year.
I'm exactly the same.
I would try this year.
I'll be trying as well. I got one from up to, I had 5 plants, and that one that I grew was the biggest. The other ones didn't really come anywhere near, but it was very close last year with the top 5 for the because I was only a couple of grams out, 100 grams out on each one. So I say I was quite fortunate, and the fact that David wasn't there as well last year was a bonus.
and if you grow cucumber, you should know how important is cut the cucumber before you go.
Yeah.
Don't cut the cucumber a couple of days before.
No.
Just,
do it before.
You're driving at 11 o'clock in the morning. 10 to 11, go there, just scissors, boom, car, go. And
I
scale,
always,
straight on. First fruit you're weighing on the scale is going this.
that's
That
the
fruit
first
will
thing I do.
lose. You can't believe how much this cucumber, that's a typical water, how much they lose in the weight. I did discover that when I was quite chat with champion, the world record holder David Thomas, and he said cucumber, the way you need to do it is cut it, move, and straight away drive to the show, and the first thing you need to weigh is the cucumbers.
Yeah. The biggest problem I've got though, Seb, is the fact that it takes about 5.5 hours to get to Malvern. So, but I've always done that. I'll literally get everything prepared, ready to go, and then I'll cut it the morning of the show, straight in the car, straight down. So I do it with cabbages as well, because the cabbages lose weight as well.
Yeah. Yeah, Dan, Rob, yes, Dan have in allotment just over £100 marrow. Yes, absolutely. I know where the seeds.
It's very doable. It's very doable.
Yeah, but I know where the seeds come from. You should ask him. From Mark Bax. Because I did actually ask Dan to get address, and Mark did send him the seeds, and there was first £100 marrows where he ever grew on allotment. Yeah. At
the minute, I think Mel, if anybody's on Facebook on Life at the Allotment, I think Mel, Mark's partner, is put like a little competition up where they're doing a fundraiser for the child.
It's his daughter have in school.
It's for Marrow seeds and stuff like that as well, and it's £1 per entry to put your name in.
A ticket,
So if you head over to Life at the Allotment on Facebook and find Mel Spearman's comment,
he's on the giant.
Get yourself into it.
Yeah, he's on the giant veg as well.
Yeah, so it's on the so you've got the giant vegetable group. You've got the Life at the Allotment. You can check on there as well. So there's lots of notes. When I first started, 5 years ago with the giant veg stuff, there wasn't really much on Facebook. There wasn't really much on social media in regards to it. And over the past few years, you've getting a lot of new channels come up, a lot of new groups come up as well, where the community is absolutely fantastic. Everybody's willing, apart from the odd people, everybody's willing to help and support and send seeds, and you bought out people and you share things, share experiences. You get to meet people at the shows. The best thing you can do is go to the shows and chat to the actual growers themselves. You won't buy a majority of these seeds for giants from the mass-produced places.
No.
So you get them from the people themselves, and that's one of the things that I learned very early on.
And also you can join. It's European club, is it called? EVGVG.
So you've always got. I started off with that one. It's the European Giant Vegetable Growers Association. That's the EGVG. There's a membership for that, which Seb's been a part of as well, and helped out with them. You've also got, was it the GPC as well, which you've got for the
GPC, but the GPC doesn't send the seats. That's a little bit different. Part of.
But that was one of the questions I was going to ask of you, because I'd obviously understanding and recognising what these different groups do helps obviously everybody understand as well. So you've got the European Giant Vegetable Growers Association, which you can add, you can be a member of. But let's tell you a bit about that as well.
So EVGVG is basically this European club where holding around about 300 members each year. You can win prize money. Just example, if you grow in,
I wasn't part
So Dean, if you didn't pay your membership, pay it. £21. Come on, do it.
I feel last year after getting first for the cucumber, I was devastated. John
you will get €150, man. More money. More money. You will earn more money there for the prize money. What you have for in Malvern, I'll tell you now.
I got 60 quid at Malvern for the first place, but I didn't know. The 1 year I didn't put in for any seeds. So I wasn't going to be growing much, so I didn't bother.
Yeah.
Lessons learned.
One lady, Andrew Andrew said my marrow bed is well rotted, dick in the plant. I'm right.
My marrow bed, a well rotivated with manure dug into the bed. They set. I saw my marrows first week in April, I think it is. Then they're pretty. No, it's not. When is it? I've got them all written down, so I should remember. But I'm sure I do. I'm sure I set mine away first week in April, and then May. I think middle of May I plant them out.
So 1 second, guys. Sorry.
Yeah.
So basically, a marrow. So if you grew for moving, I would tell you start them end of May. Start them May. End of May.
Start May in the heated propagator.
Yeah, start the seeds end of the May. As soon as it's popping up, it's got nice 2 leaves. The third one, it's coming up. The third one, small one. Then you plant it. Whatever did you plant, place, and go. And that will just moving. If temperature get nice, the marrow will lovely moving. But again. Well, I would advise you, I put plastic. If you know where you're going to plant anything, marrow, pumpkin, put plastic on top there for 2 weeks.
Yep.
As soon as you come to the planting, put the marrows in. What you can do is just cut a hole in there. It's cut a hole in the plastic bigger. I'm gonna say maybe 1 foot by 1 foot. Plant in the middle of that marrow. And as soon as you see this marrow start moving, you lift the plastic up. But you imagine how much heat you give the plant. You give the roots, the structure of roots.
The engine
will go like mad.
Yeah.
And that is a very important. So a lot of people doesn't know how important is the temperature. So I'm going to tell you this now. If you go on my plants and pumpkin patch inside the polytunnel in this season, you will see everywhere roots popping up, white roots popping up everywhere. You just can't believe how many roots can be underneath. As a lot of growers who grew a pumpkins or marrow or a giant squash,
you get roots.
They were popping up roots everywhere, white roots, small, beautiful roots were feeding the plant. And that's just exactly when you put the heat in there before you plant, and then you plant it, that is a kick. Like, wow, that's just, the plant just got, basically there's like, you give something really important for him, the temperature to start moving. So the roots start growing, everything. As soon as you put the plant in, the plug in, I was plugged in, that just go. And it's basically lovely growing. So
I think that's something I'll definitely do. I also like doing it as well, just putting cover over to keep the moisture in as well. If you've got a mulch or something like that as well, so always mulch them as well.
Yeah, but you got to be careful. Be careful when you put on top. You have to uncover in the morning. If temperature at sky coming quite really hot, the best is to get wind protection. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Make a wind protection. So if you grow pumpkin or marrow, make sure you got a wind protection, a wind breaking. So it could be scaffold net. You could double up, get like 4 or 5 foot. Get run there.
Yeah.
Absolutely important for the job. The wind will the net will not let him do broken the plants, and your marrow will grow successful.
Yeah.
So make sure when you grow marrow, you covered your plant. What's it called? All your plants should be covered by soil.
Yeah. So you want the vines coming up, but obviously when it comes to each leaf node, you can bury the leaf node itself. Make sure it's touching the ground so that the roots of the leaf node can come within. The more roots, the more feed, the more water, the bigger the plant will get. Like I say, the best thing to have is a good engine, which of the good root system to start things off. So there's a couple of guys which you already know here, Seb, as well. So Rob's just mentioned a couple of couple of names here. So we've got Pete from Pete's Back Garden. Pete didn't really post much on social media, much, but he hasn't been around for a little while now. But I do speak to him every now and then. We've also got Gary as well, Geordie Giant Veg. He's still about. He's still knocking about growing. And Seb and Gary are actually sponsored. I don't know if you still are or not, Seb, but still sponsored by Mills. Also part of the Mills family at the last show that we did, because you did quite well with Cantaloupe Melons, didn't you?
Yeah, I did cover bits. Yeah, I did quite well as well. I did have long chilies.
You had the UK record for the long chili, didn't you, at the time?
Yeah, I hold it 3 years on the road, and Graham took it away from me. But don't worry, I'm coming back.
I know.
I'm coming back.
I remember seeing that.
I'm just saying, you guys, the seeds what it was growing, it was from Martin Workman. The seeds come from my hands. I'm telling you this now because I checked my books who has been sending seeds before, and even I did give seeds for Lee, for like for his group for life allotment
competition. Yeah.
Yes.
I've got some.
A lot.
I've got some as well. Have you got any tips with them long chilies?
Don't get them. So if you want going for moving, you need to start them probably another week, early February.
Yeah, that's what I've got written down at the minute, mid February.
Yeah, first week of February, start them slowly. But guys, I don't using. I don't know what we're talking about. Electrics pay for bills and pay for a lot of people using heaters, like we are drug dealers or something. No, don't use the heaters. I don't use the electrics on the growing. I have my electrics in the window here, in the sunny window. I put them in there and just let them to do what they do.
But you're quite handy though, because you're pretty much in France, where the weather's a lot warmer. So the likes of me up here, I need that little bit of extra help, because I've got the Vitapods to help with the heat.
You don't have sunny window, are you?
Not really, not from where I am. So because of my position, that's why I use them. But it all depends on where you are, because you can grow a lot on the windowsill, and I have done in the past actually. Leslie hated it because all I was just flowers and veg seeds all across here.
Yeah, but just be honestly, the room temperature when they are babies, they are important. When you transplanting them from smaller to the bigger, slowly. That temperature, what's in the pot, what we did talking about, what temperature is outside what you're planting is really important.
Yeah.
So if you put them on the windowsill, just example, or even if you are like table, some in here, and you're growing on a table next to your radiators heating, the room temperature is around about 20. And that temperature for young plants, it's really important.
Yeah.
As soon as you get planting them in the polytunnel or greenhouses, wherever you can grow, they're moving like mad. I'm not sure you might see some of my videos when I get in there my greenhouse. I could not even move through because the plants, my chilies, going up to the roof, up to the end of the roof. I have to trim them up the top because they're growing so crazy.
But you did, yeah. As you say, Seb, you don't actually have. A lot of people ask, "Do I need the lights? Do I need this? Do I?" Not for a lot of stuff. Like the chilies, like the tomatoes, like the marrows and things like that. You just need a bit of space for the bigger plants. But the things like the chilies, the long chilies, even the normal chilies, you only need a sunny windowsill, and then you can get everything set away.
Yeah, I grew hot chilies every year, guys. I grew really hot ones, and all growing for food, for chili sauce and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I all not use electrics, no lights, all going in windows. So as soon as they pop up from the temperature popping up. As soon as they can transplanting them, and they go into straight on the windowsill and they stay there. And that's how I do. I don't let them pay extra pennies for they be good. They are really powerful plants. They give me a massive amount of fruit. We make it every year, a lot of sauces and everything, powders from chilies, and all coming without the lights. So I know some people say, "Oh, lights! Oh, no! I'm not going to swear, but they could say rubbish. No,
Yeah.
it's not rubbish. Guys, I grew about
So you
5 or 6 years. 5 or 6 years, Dean, are growing all of them on windowsill. So soon, in my house again, will my windowsills get again full up?
there
And
you
that's
go. So
normal. We do.
you,
We don't buy sauces, chili sauce or anything. We don't. We all
you
coming
don't
in
need
the
to if
house.
you're
We produce in here.
self-sustained enough. It's
Yeah.
it's really good to have. I dry my chilies as well, so I dry them to make chili flakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's and obviously for the seeds, so it's it is really handy. But
Yeah.
a lot of people think you need to have special stuff and special equipment to grow like giant veg, show veg, stuff like that. You don't have to have anything special. Just know that you're getting the right seeds at the right time and you've got the right environment. You should absolutely,
Yes.
away you
So
go.
Rob asked questions about if I prune chilies. Yes, I do prune chilies because the reason I've just been talking about, they grown so fast and they're so looking after when they're younger. So if you grow them in a nice environment when they are I would say, it's my words, baby, when it's tiny like this, and you start growing, and they have lovely temperature. As soon as you plant them inside in a greenhouse or polytunnel, they're really moving because they've been in temperature lovely. As soon as they got enough move room to the roots going, they're moving so powerful that they're so big. So sometimes you need to be trim them because you will not move. Basically, you will not pass them in inside the polytunnel or greenhouse because because it depends how you grow it. You could leave them in a bay; they will do whatever they want.
It's pretty much now says that you live in a greenhouse now because you got that many windows.
Wow, not that many. But yes, we have no problem with that. We know there's a April. It's that 2 months to 2 months in the house where we got everything in the windows. Then it's empty. Then it's gone.
Yeah,
Everything's
it's all
going.
straight in the greenhouse as soon as the temperature starts coming up, and
Yep, absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
it. So just moving away from the giant veg. And
Can I go 1 second? I just got popped
yeah,
up something to do. 1 second, guys.
no
I'll be
bother.
back in 1 second.
I'll just check the comments. That's not a bother. Well, Sheepy, thank you very much for popping along. I know that you're probably not listening anymore, but Dean, thanks very much for calling in. Hello, Graham. How are you doing? My missus loves it when I fill the windowsills full of seed trays. Mine did as well. I did have the reason why I stopped doing it is because of the cat, because she used to climb up on the windowsill for where the warmth was, and she obviously knocked it all over. Sadly, I don't have that problem anymore, so I probably will end up filling the windowsills back up again.
I'm back now.
Oh, he's back, quick as a flash.
Yep. No.
So, obviously, let's say we'll discuss a few things regards to giant veg, but I know it's not just giant veg that you do. When you mentioned it earlier on, you do beekeeping as well. So how did you just started back up with that, or?
Well, I did a few days now. I have bees. 1 second, because just my dog.
No, but that do what you need. Just sort of.
1 sec.
Yeah, no, but
Close the door, please. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I'm back now. So yeah, I started a few years back now, and I got quite a few hives going, but that doesn't stop on a few hives. That will go more. Like everybody know, that's something where you want to get, not too big because it's too much work and too much could take you a quality out. So
do you have all these at home, or do you have them on the plot, or?
No. I have in a few places bees. So I have allotment just I start them on allotment then, but to get the size what I have 26, you have to get land and area, find out a nice land area for this. So yes, I have bees on the farm. I have bees in a place where it's beautiful wildlife area, very close.
Well, they get the benefit basically, because I know that's like.
It was last year. It was really interesting for me because some of the part where you could say farmers, just we're talking we are all growers. So farmers are doing growing a lot stuff, and we struggle. The bees was really struggle there. I have to feed them if you budget. That's a very
That's a bad sign.
For me, it was really shocking for me.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
a
like,
bad
whoa.
sign, that, isn't it?
And then, but can't be this year. Can't be different again. Because this year could be honey and honey, we laying down in there and everything else. But where are you talking about the place where I have not far from the wildlife area? That was spring was for everybody. Most across the country was really difficult because we have in very early in April we have one nice warm, and in May we have cold. And all of our growers, we all know, was really difficult. It was really cold. It was rain, cold, windy. It was really miserable weather. So the bees even didn't go anywhere. So, but as soon as the wind popped up, the temperature get up. The bees was madness that area, and I could no stop. We have honey come from the area all the time, and I just you could see the different, probably 5 miles different between them, but huge different of crop in here and crop over there, where you
Just from
expect
the
massive crop.
yeah,
Yeah, you will expect massive crop where farmers grew canola, which is rapeseed oil, all the
which you know,
stuffs, and a lot of green manure. They got a massive amount of green manure there, but the bees didn't
which
go
is
there. They didn't interesting in them because there was some reasons in there. We don't know what. I trying
quite
working on
strange.
this.
It's
Yeah,
it's quite strange, but it's just like the grow. It's like growing. If you don't put them in the right place, it won't succeed.
but
But with
but
the bees as well, it's the same with the temperature. From what I understand, it can be a problem if you have a warm spell, and then all of a
yeah.
sudden it goes back to minus temperatures.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So for me, it's not just about how to tell you guys. I'm a beekeeper. Yes, I am, and I will not stop. I love to do this since young. Uh, they always this is expensive hobby, really expensive if you want to be a beekeeper. It's not cheap in this
Whether you got
country.
how much? I think the hive normally is a couple of £100, isn't it? You're talking
Yeah,
three,
well,
4, 5. Depends on how big a hive is you want.
so if you wish to buy a hive, empty hive, you can have for just empty with no frames, which is really important. So with a frame, you could be looking about 190, £200. I would say not top class cedar, but quite quite good hive. Up to £100 you have to pay. Plus, if you want the
Hey,
bees,
if you
that's
want
another
fat, hey,
200.
yeah.
That's another 200 to 250. Depends of year, whatever you want and other stuff. That's you're looking £500 just a hive. There's the
per
next
hive,
thing.
and you need a
Yeah,
few hives as well, don't you?
absolutely. Then you got to look in that way. You got to get your clothes, your clothes,
Suit.
your gloves, your smoker. So I if you go and looking for what people say, oh, you need top clothes or bees can't sting you, guys. Any bees can't sting, wasp stinging, everything. It's all about the queen. So if it's good queen, very calm bees, they're not going to sting you. I'll tell you now, they're not going to sting you. I have good bees. Of my most of my bees, they are um quite good. I don't have problem. Uh, it's a lot of people doesn't know why bees stinging. They stinging because
Defensive, isn't it? It's just being defensive. It's
absolutely
protecting the
they
hive. It's protecting the queen.
so my opinion is, and quite a lot of people's opinion is, bees know who you are, and if you own the hives, they know your smell. They
That's what I said.
absolutely
I
know
was
your smell.
just about to mention that to do with scent and things as well.
Oh yeah, it's so if you get just example, if you get you go to the hives and the webber is not dried, even the best bees they will tell you off. Even the best one, calm one, they will tell you off. So that's how that is.
I've got I'll see. I'm going to be starting. I'm not going to be doing beekeeping, but I've got a few friends of mine that's either going to start up again or is currently already doing it. So Craig, Craig from Gateshead, he's already got 5 or 6 hives, and there's actually a lady on there his plots that that look after them as well, help look after them because she's got some. So it was quite strange to walk because I never thought, and I never. With comes to allotments, you've got like pigeons, you've got chickens, you've got geese, you've got ducks, so bees. Never thought of having bees on a plot before, but
look at Tony.
Yeah, Tony as well. Yeah, I mean we've got.
Tony as well.
I've got round the corner Leslie's boss, who's got an allotment just sort of around the corner opposite her. He's going to be putting bees on his plot as well. So there's right next to Delia Steve. If people follow my channel, they know who Delia Steve is.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to seeing how they progress with their with his bees and things like that, because I know that he does it. But it's quite amusing though, because he actually owns a pest control company. Not saying bees are pests, but it's quite amusing the fact he's a pest controller and his hobby's going to be beekeeping.
Well, it's I would say Dean like this. So most of the pest controllers remove the bees from the walls, from the roofs, from the trees, from all such area. They're removing bees. So why I did just talking about how much you have to pay for the bees.
Yeah, 250 upwards. So you get them for free if you can get them.
Say 200, 250. Yeah, but if you're removing the bees from the wall, what you have?
You can charge people for it.
You are free.
Not even that. You can say you can charge people for the removal, and then you.
They do charging, and also they have the bees for free.
Hey, I never thought about that. Hey, no wonder he wants to do it. Gonna be quits in, isn't he?
But it is.
I have to get my feelers in with that.
So I was talking to one guy in California. They charging up to $100 per. Depends what area. But he said to me, if they find out swarm somewhere in the trees or houses, or if they have to remove the house in-house, there's a from $100 plus when they remove the bees from the. So
I've been watching a lot. There's been a few videos when I watch on TikTok and things like that. There's a few beekeepers on there over from America that do the removals, and some of the removals on there is absolutely amazing. There's bees that's been there for 4 years and wall cavities and things like that. And the size of these hives, the size of the obviously the wax and everything like that is absolutely crazy. And how much?
Ali, sorry. Ali, where you from? Where you coming from, Ali? What area? Was in UK or?
Well, let her answer that. So, Danny's on. Hello, Danny. Not a problem, Danny. I'll let him watch it back. Hi, Ethan. Ethan's a young follower that started watching a couple of weeks ago. He's interested in growing giant carrots.
Oh yeah, you need to start them now.
She wants to grow some cabbage, some carrots. I've already got him some normal carrots to grow himself in his back garden.
Yeah, you need to start them now, carrots.
Mine's already
in. Ali, Canada. Oh, is it very cold in Canada?
I presume so.
Southwest Canada. Yeah, it's very, very cold there, man. I'm right. How is it? Minus 30 right now. I believe it's minus 30. Because I have guests next week from Canada who will be speaking in my YouTube channel with about beekeeping. One of the biggest beekeeper in Canada and quite big name in beekeeping in the world.
Oh, that's cool. You'll have to put a link on my page, and I'll put it on.
I think it's already set up on. It's on my YouTube channel already. So if anybody want to watch and so we're learning some good trick how to beekeeping correctly, there is there. And I believe I have another guy. He will be on Tuesday, up to Tuesday, because they're just moving bees to California to almond pollination. They
-5 at the minute.
Yeah, so they're moving. Yeah, right now is -5, but then in the nighttime then is a day now. And nighttime is minus like 20.
Look at this, man. I love it. This is the stuff that I love doing. The fact that it just it gets it out and people are getting interested. Young kids, my kids don't really bothered anymore, but it just gets the juices flowing. That's how it did it with me as well. I started off by winning a competition, and look how far I've come. Just it's great, and I like taking stuff in for the kids as well, which is great. The look on their faces is fantastic. I remember taking at Harvest Festival time a couple of years ago one of my cabbages, and one kid, I turned around the corner, and one kid turned around and went, "Geez, mister, that's a huge Brussels sprout." It wasn't. It was a giant cabbage, but
some people doesn't know.
Some people don't know. I mean, I took that cucumber into the kids' schools to show them, and they thought it was a banana. It's like, that's a canny-sized banana.
Oh yeah, that's another stuff as well. So giant veg is in UK, but I would say around Europe and around the world. So guys, you're watching now. I'm listening this now. What I'm going to tell you this now. So, how many people is there now, Dean?
24 at the minute, from what I can see.
24 right now. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this now. If you are from wherever you come from, the biggest growers in giant veg is in UK. The best show, well, I could tell you this now, is in UK in Malvern.
Malvern, yeah.
And nobody gonna tell me this no, because yes, I know exactly the biggest entries in a 1 day or 2 day show, and the biggest veg, and how many world record giant was broken in Malvern. Wow.
There was three or four Malvern this year. But I mean,
it's each year between 4 to 5, sometimes even 6.
And you don't get that across Europe. There's so at the moment there's two notable shows that I know of. Obviously Malvern, and you've also got Harrogate as well. But as you probably know yourself, I've put together another show in the northeast.
Yeah, I did.
Which hopefully, fingers crossed, to see how that goes this year. But so far, so good. We're getting sponsored by Canna. So the same guys that sponsor the Malvern show are coming up to the northeast of England.
And so, Southampton.
And Southampton as well, yeah. So we've got
Canna is so Canna is sponsor Southampton. So it was now be 3 years now, I think 3 or 4 years now. Probably 4 years now will be when I did talk to Canna, because the Southampton Pumpkin Festival lost the sponsor. And I was on a movie that time, and I did know they struggled. They're not chewy. They do the show that year, and I was chatting with Canna, and Canna done an amazing job. In 2 weeks, their turnover ran in Southampton, and they sponsor the show, Pumpkin Festival, and also they sponsor some cash on there, which is really, really good. And they stay there and stay on now. They're stronger than ever down there.
It's great. It's great when you get a good.
And I brought the guys there in Southampton on the Pumpkin Festival.
So with hopefully, fingers crossed, with me bringing them up here, hopefully it takes off. So far, so good. We've got the likes of obviously Peter Glazebrook's coming up. We've got all the other guys are the big names in the giant veg are coming up as well. Joe Atherton's mentioned he's going to be coming up as well. So obviously there's a lot of good growers already up here. So fingers crossed, it's a successful competition, and we can have something else that's ongoing for years to come. Because it's all about getting timings, not just for the veg, but also for people as well. Because people cannot be at the same day; they cannot be at 3 different shows. So we're quite fortunate the fact that there is a World Championships already being held up in my neck of the woods on that same weekend. So it's only about half an hour journey, or you're driving past to get to there anyway. So fingers crossed, we'll have a good turnout this year and see how things go in the years to come.
Not London allotment. Where are you from? London? Where are you? Where are you from?
Mentioned earlier on, they were originally from Portsmouth.
Oh, Portsmouth.
So they're originally from Portsmouth. That's where their loyalties lies, from what I remember saying.
Yeah.
If anybody hasn't, Rob's just mentioned there's never been to Malvern. If anybody hasn't been to Malvern, I can highly recommend going. Spend a whole weekend down there. Spend a couple of days. It's an absolute fantastic weekend. Get to meet up with everybody who travels. It's centrally located for a lot of people.
So it's not just giant veg. It's not just giant veg.
No. Giant veg is a tiny little bit of the entire show. It's one tent, over a massive area.
How many hectares is there, Dean? I don't know, remember how many, but it's
I
massive.
can't remember.
It's huge.
It's 10 times the size of Harrogate. I know that.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason why it needed to be a 3-day show. I'm pleased that they've extended it to a 2 or 3 day show. Because 2 days, you could barely get around. I remember falling asleep in the afternoon on my first ever trip. Because I walked around that much. I was that tired. Fell asleep in the hotel on the way back. On the first day.
It's quite big there. It's quite big and it's quite good to organize down there. So it's I would say it's really nice. So
it's not just a show; it's a lovely area and surrounding hills and things like that. It's not just a show to go to. There's lots of other things to do as well. Thomas, hello, Thomas. Thanks very much for calling in. I know it's been a while, so thanks very much. Like you say, you've got a few. I haven't really done much in the past few months, but I'm sure there's some back catalogue of videos you can catch up with from what's been going on. But nice to have you back there, my friend. But Rachel's here. Rachel B mentioned that it's -13 in Ontario, Eastern Canada, and down to -26 overnight. What we're discussing before there. But that is cool. That is freezing. That's freezing.
It's really cold there. It's really cold. I know. I'm watching sometime quite often videos from a friend of mine, which is beekeeping down there, and there's huge.
Yeah.
Good temperature cold. That's really cold. That is really cold. 20 plus on the minus. That's really cold.
So just very quickly, once again, if you just want to head over to social media, we've got Seb's different channels here. If you search for beekeeping gardening, all one word, without the gap, what I've put in there, you will find it. These little pictures, little flowers. I have put a link in the comments here, and I will do it again. I'll put it in the description in this video once we've completed here, so you can head over to Seb's channel and have a look through his videos as well. We've got what's a question? Was a mention here to I think it was Rob. So was a good hotel near to Malvern? A majority of the hotels are pretty much taken already because you've got to be in there straight away. But you've got the likes of the Great Malvern Hotel, you've got Foley's, which is the Wetherspoons you can try. You've got Airbnb that's available there as well. So just have a look around and just see what's available in that area over the course of I think it's the last weekend in September.
Yeah.
So and it's a 3-day event, so it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this year as well, as it should always will be, and it probably will be.
Yes, Stella. Yeah.
So Rob wants to know what pub in Malvern stocks the most, Stella. I don't know because I don't drink it. We normally just stop at the Foley's at the Wetherspoons, to be honest, because it doesn't close for the people that stay there till 12, and then we just. But Seb's quite fortunate because he's just got the rail links, haven't you? It's only a couple of hours on the train, isn't it?
2 hours. I was there when you remember we come down there. We come to you when you was in the pub and with
you did, yeah, you did.
Other guys there, and Paul was there, and everybody else was there. It was really good, and it's quite nice. The pubs they're doing quite nice over there. So I'm pretty sure, guys, if you're going to there, if you're planning to go to Malvern, I'm pretty sure Dean is going to put a link in there where you could find what day is this show.
26th, 27th, and 28th, I think it is, but I'll have to double check. Yeah. But let me
just
double check.
You will post it later, Dean, and if you could post a link in there. So
I'll be able to sort that out. I'll put that on, but just very quickly, it's going to be the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th of September.
So it's 2 weeks, 2 weekends, third week in September.
It's the last weekend in September.
Yeah. Last weekend.
That's always the last weekend in September. Yeah. But it starts the first day of the show's on a Friday. But yeah, that was, like I say, the majority of the growers all congregate in Foley's. We'll normally have some meals and things there, like Peter, and Peter Holden, Paul Rochester. They all come up. We've got Derek Hume was there this year. He popped in for a chat. Obviously, like I say, Vince popped in for a chat with his brother and his friend as well, Steve. That was good. You'll always find somebody in and around and about. And you don't have to just stay there. Obviously, there's other bars and places as well. The most strangest thing I've ever done in Malvern was attend a nightclub. Bear in mind, this is in Malvern, attend a nightclub, which was actually just two houses put together. Just opened it up. It was absolutely crazy just walking up to this house, paid £5 to get in, and all of a sudden it's a nightclub.
Whoa.
It was in the middle. I think it was the year that went with James from Mills and also Mark and Gary when we were down. I think it was the first year I ever went down. Actually, it was a strange experience to say the least, because it didn't have no frosting on the glasses of the windows at the toilet. So it was strange to stand at the toilet and just looking outside to the front entrance.
Wow.
It was
really crazy.
But the other crazy story that I've got from Malvern is when I stayed at the Great Malvern, which I've actually got a video on my YouTube channel, when I managed to get it at the last minute booking, and we realised as we left the room, we'll turn to the left, and the fire exit was in our room for that floor. So if you come out of the room, there was a little break glass. So when you look at break glass, then had to pull for the fire exits and stuff like that. Well, in this little glass box was my room key. So I would lock my room, and anybody wanted access to the room, all I had to do was break the glass, use the key, and get into the room.
Wow, crazy!
I've got the video I have on there. If you haven't seen it, you should have a look. It was strange. Yeah. It was strange. So, I've never went back, to be honest, because we've always stayed in Foley's.
So I know I'm here. I'm going to tell you something as well. So in that EVG, what we were talking about, the seats.
Yeah. EGVG.
Yeah, in the club. What you have. You pay 21 pounds now, or
it's about
€20.
It's about £20.
So, yeah. So you have to pay 21. If you pay PayPal, you have to pay 21.
Yeah.
Because the £1 charge PayPal will charge the club, so that's why they're asking for 21.
Yeah.
So what you have for the £21? Well, you have a lot of seats, guys. You have a lot of seats. If you are a new starter, absolutely perfect for you. You don't need to looking for. The seats come from all around Europe, all from good growers. That most of the people, what they give seats to the club, they are good growers. They are top growers. Some of them, they're really, world record breaking and all that stuff. You could find really, cracking selections in there. Each year it's different selections. You could have a lot of pumpkins one year, and yet next year you could have such a lot of seats, different, completely seats.
You get lots of different
stuff.
So
I believe for £21, you cannot buy a really good seat. No chance.
Definitely not.
No chance. No chance. So if you're really looking to get growing giant veg, you should look into now. You should look in now. Join them to this weekend, or up to the late next weekend, up to the next week, up to 5th. Because I know they do sending seats. I think second week on February they start packing up, then sending them out.
I'll put another link into the description for this as well. So I got me
and so that's what I'm just saying. And what they have as well. So from the seats what they grow, and they have like 8 classes, which you can win the prize money. So it's pumpkin. Don't remember all, but I'll tell you a few what I remember exactly what they do. So pumpkin is there, squash in there. You have marrow there. You have the bushel gourd. You have long gourd. Long gourd and bushel gourd is not many people grow in UK. I grew last year. I hold the UK record, but not last year, year before, sorry. Last year, someone took it away from me, but just always like £6 they beat me, but that's fine. I won't get beat that back, don't worry. And so it's a quite decent classes there. I believe this year it's EVGV, it was adding extra special class they do. It's was butternut squash, if I'm right. That was the class 8, and all of that you could win for first prize €150, 150, second 100, third €150. So you never know. You could have the seats from them, and you could actually earn some good money.
Definitely not. Look what I missed out on.
You get an example. Last year, Cucumber, Dean could win €150.
Yeah.
But he didn't be a member of the club. He just won £60.
Wait, I didn't know, and I didn't realise. I'm sure I was a member, but I just didn't realise. I didn't realise about the categories, but that's on me. That I didn't know until afterwards. But now I do, so now I can definitely put things forward with that. So like I say, I'm already joined up, so I do every year. It's always worth handy because I always do giveaways with the seeds that I won't use for others. And I've still got some pumpkin seeds from last year's actually as well. So I know I've got a few people that want them. So we'll see if it's all about spreading the joy and spreading it around and helping others.
Have a nice evening, Thomas.
Thanks very much, Thomas. Take care. You got just done a run to Manchester Airport from Glasgow. That's a canny trip. So get yourself with it, but thanks for calling in.
You always can check my YouTube channel if you want something. I've got quite a few videos how to grow things, how to start it in bits and pieces. I will do the share quite more of them as well.
No, that's great. That's great. I think we've covered all the. Apart from, what's your plans? Let's finish off this note here, Seb. What's your plans for the coming year? What's the plans?
Well, I won't give you guys another 10 minutes to give you about pumpkin growing. And after that, I will give you my things. So, lots of people ask him about pumpkins, how to grow the giant pumpkins. So, if you're new to growing pumpkins, find out people actually do growing giant pumpkins and get the seeds. Try and get the seeds. Most of good growers, they have seeds for, you just pay postage or $5 for the beer or whatever. And basically, the preparation soil, it's a really crucial preparation soil. Right environment for the plant, which means you need covered, like I did mention about when you covered marrow, the same way you need to cover pumpkin if you grow outside. Of course, if you do grow inside in the tunnel, then it's a completely different story. But then you need to get ventilation during the summer. Make sure there's a nice ventilation. The best temperature growing pumpkin, the best is 20, plus 20. That is a correct temperature for pumpkin. If you got 24/7, 20 inside, this plant will just grow like mad. So when this temperature get higher and higher and higher, the CO is less CO in your in basically they have less CO in the polytunnel or greenhouse. So they grew outside quite a little bit different was inside. But inside temperature, if you manage get around about 20, say 20, 22, if you get 22 maximum in polytunnel, you'll be walking on, I'll tell you what, I don't know, you'll be walking on the moon or something, because this plant will be really developing properly. The fruit will really grow. It will really expand really fast. They did mention something how fast they could grow.
Yeah.
Especially when they're 20, 22 days old fruit. When they get 10 days time, when they get 30 days old, they could be triple size or kind of fit on the pallet. That's how fast they grew. That's what we took in giant pumpkins.
How many pumpkins would you set per plant?
So I normally set two fruits for safe place, for we be safe. But always I set him on the main vine. And the main vine set the pumpkin is 12, 15 foot from the root.
Yeah, it's about the same with the marrows, isn't it? So yeah. For the pumpkins, yeah.
You might be not lucky. You might not set them up, so you got to keep going the next one. That's why the best thing, if you have chance, set them up at the same time or two. Try and get set up two. You will see which one fruit it's start developing properly. Sometimes you do on the main vine, the first one could be growing, but it'd be ugly. And the ugly I could split very quick.
Yeah.
Could make end of your season very early. So make sure the pumpkin is quite nice development, quite nice steam. It's got it's got everything should looking nice, not some vines and between the pumpkin or lying down on the pumpkin lying down on the vine. No, that'd be
Well,
finish you off.
the vines are
And they
like
start,
little razor blades, aren't they? The vines have got like saw blades, and obviously
yeah,
as the fruit grows, it rubs up against it, which
yeah,
causes damage to the outer skin, and obviously that can cause problems later on in the grow.
yeah. So this is another thing as well. So when you set the fruit, and then if you see the fruit start growing, so as the pumpkin start moving, you see the pumpkin start growing. The vine is still young. So when the vine is young, you still can make adjustments. So you could make like, so say this is the fruit. This is the fruit, and underneath these fingers is your main vine. This is your stem, and this is your vine there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is your pumpkin. This is your stem. This is your vine. What you need to do, it make basically the vine is there, the pumpkin is there. The pumpkin will grow. It will pushing down. What you need to do, you make a try and get gently when the young one. You
Yeah.
make a V, like V. Okay, you have to make the vine make a V like that. So when you make a V backwards, that's your fruit. So when the fruit start going, you get the masses. He will not touch the vine. The vine will be absolutely safe. But all of this, the adjustments you need to when you do really, I would say to really started this going when the fruit, you make sure the fruit, okay, that fruit is good, is moving, then you straight away, slowly, day by day, moving back, day, and slowly, not to go like mad. That'll be finished. You will broke the vine.
Yeah.
Slowly. Two people. The best get two people. Then slowly move it to the V position, and then absolutely later on in the year when the plant fruit going 800 pound or 1,000 pound, you will have no worries. So Papi Tube, ask him what time I start the pumpkin here. I start mid April. Mid April depends where you are. I'm here in mid April. I'm start each year mid April. Seeds start going. So my seeds, the only if you start seeds, that's another was a very important thing. I will nearly forgot about that. Tell you. So guys, when you grow a marrow, don't soak the marrows. Do not soak the marrow seeds in the water at all. Just make sure have your pots right temperature soil. So all prep the soil is correct temperature, and just moisture in the pots. Is it not too soggy, but just the moisture, and whatever is a marrow or pumpkin, just put in there. Pumpkin, I only soak in for 2 hours. Up to 2 hours, no more.
So you would with the pumpkin, but you wouldn't with the marrow.
Absolutely. Marrow, no, big no. You will get rot.
Yeah.
Marrow will rot. You will have no. Basically, you will have nothing of marrow. Pumpkins.
What about chitting marrow seeds or pumpkin seeds? What about chitting them?
No, I don't do the cheating. It's a. I know someone does this. I'm not going to mention the name, but he does chipping them these seeds. But he's got a lot for years experience how to do this, but you need the right temperature, like I was talking about. All come into the temperature, germination temperature. So I come successful, and I could tell you who told me this to do. Quite a few years back, I was growing as try and get system where top growers always tell you to do this. And me and Mark are quite good friends. Bax. We was talking about Mark is, I don't know if you guys know, but Mark Bax is growing marrows. But you don't know, guys. Mark Bax was a top grower in the pumpkin as well. You have, I think it was 2 years, and the 2 years have UK record pumpkin.
It was 199 and 201, wasn't it? I remember them because of the last couple of years.
And I believe he still can be back and he could challenge them two brothers. Mark, I'll tell you this now. Mark is really, growing. And his soil, it's amazing. So back to the seeds.
Yeah.
Back to this important thing. So pumpkin up to 2 hours, warm water. Just make sure you shave them in there, but don't do the tick of pumpkin. Where it's that tick? Do not sandpaper up. Just the edges, little bit edges here, but not there. Okay, that's the tick where it's very important. That's where your roots coming from. So just get little bit, wrap the pumpkins up this here, just gently in the sides, the pumpkins, and then for 2 hours in the water. But how I do? 2 days before I prep the soil in pots. So the temperature, what I do, they put them in the soil, watering them in a little bit, and they just basically stay the pot for 2 days before I start the seeds.
Yeah.
And I put the seeds inside, and I tell you what now, 2 days, maybe sometimes 3 days, all popping up. Germination like rockets. Boom. Up to 7 days, most of my plants and pumpkins stay up.
Fantastic.
Some people say 24 hours watering. No, you will lose. You will rot the best pumpkins. Yeah. I have world record pumpkin, and I lost him because I listened people or didn't have enough experiences what they're talking about.
And they're not rotten.
They're rotten. Same as a marrow, guys. Never ever marrow soaking. The seed is very fine. It's like tiny seed. If you put them in the water for 2 days, that's finished. You actually kill them in the water already. If you do the zucchini or anything, or even field bean, if you're overwatering field bean in the pots, you actually kill him. That water actually don't make him good.
Yeah, yes, making it soggy. I mean, one of the things I was always told was imagine yourself being the seed of the plant. If you're sitting in water, how are you going to respond to it? Well, you're going to get cold and your feet's going to go awful. And it's the same thing with the plant as well. Make sure you need to have the right conditions for it to be able to grow. It's the same with the person, same with the seed, and same with the plant. I'm not ignoring people here in regards to the chat. So very quickly here, sorry, Seb. Hello, Tom. No. I know you've mentioned. I know you did say hello earlier on, so I just thought I'd say hello because I know it's been a while. And also want to double confirm, Rob. The Malvern is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you go on the website, they've changed the dates. Yeah. It was originally going to be going to 2 days, but it's actually they've changed their mind after listening to the public, and they're going back to 3 days. So just to confirm with that, it is a 3-day show. And you did mention earlier on about the Premier Inn, Rob. We stayed at the Premier Inn the first time we ever went. It was expensive, but it was a little bit out of the way. But if you do have a vehicle and you can drive, I think it was the taxi for myself and Leslie was about £10 there to the Wetherspoons. But it is somewhere that you can stay if need be. So just answering them questions. PuppyTube has also put a message on there, Seb, saying that they've been growing pumpkins on a trellis archway. They made over the stairs in the garden and had one the size of a washing machine held up by ratchet straps last year. Yeah, I don't think they were meant to be grown over an archway.
Well done, well done, man. That's a massive achievement. You should get the pictures of them, man.
Yeah, you should see them pictures.
That is amazing.
That trellis archway must have been made with steel. Yeah. That's the case. Yeah. That's a great achievement, that.
Like I said, whatever you are, you always need to attempt the Weber you will get next 2 weeks. And if that's worth to start it or not, sometimes maybe wait the 2 weeks and then start, because that 2 weeks could be miserable, could be raining, windy, the soil will be really cold. And what point me do starting plant when I cannot plant them inside? The longest, so this is another thing as well. So this is just my pot example. Yeah, this side, I will see my pot.
Yeah.
So this is the pot. The plants going this way. Do you think it's good if the plants get double of that? I don't think so.
No.
So if you keep long time in that pot, the roots going not very happy.
They get root bound and they don't want it. Yeah, they want to be looking for root. They want to be looking for moisture. They want to be looking for.
They will basically. You actually kill the plant in a pot. You will plant it. The plant will. The plant will grow, What you will, the first 2-3 weeks, it will be okay. And after 3 weeks, start the vines develop. He will get double vines or 3 vines on 1 vine.
Yeah.
For me, for giant growers or anybody growers, if someone know, double vine is not good. It's finished.
No.
You finish. You actually.
No.
I don't never ever see people have successful with that. You just basically you pull it the plant up. That's it. You finish now.
It's weakening. It's weakening the plant, isn't it? It's weakening the plant. And also, if you leave it in the pot too long, you got to think the plant cycle of life. It's thinking, oh wait a minute, I can't move any further, so I'm going to have to produce the fruit, and obviously the cycle, the vines, or whatever the case may be. So, for me, when it comes to potting up, I wouldn't keep a plant in a pot any longer than 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah,
4 weeks in a push, but it all depends on the plant itself.
On the watering point of view, and on the preparation, I'll get into your preparation. So before you get you start as seeds. What I would advise, if you do growing giant pumpkins, if you growing giant pumpkins or marrow, you can get testing soil. I know some people will say, "Oh, we're laughing." I tell you what, I've been that laughing, but I'm not laughing anymore. This is important thing, science stuff.
Get the soil tested, see what you need, see what too much stuff on.
Really working. Yeah. And is we have in UK a lab where they do testing, and they do testing for they did testing last year before, for the last few years, for £20 for the giant veg growers. And I believe if you contacted them and you will say to them you are a giant veg grower and you get you will get discount, you will pay probably £20. If you want then fully test with other things as well, then you pay another £10 on top. That's a different story. But I tell you what, it's sometimes worth pay it, because you do once in a year the test, and what I'm telling you is now is true. Why I have to put fertilizers in the soil when there's everything in there?
Yeah, there's no point in putting more stuff in that you've
already
got. You need
it's like doctor tell you, eat tablets where you don't need the tablets.
Yeah,
it's a pointless, So the soil test will tell you what's in the ground, and what will tell you this truth as well. When you do the testing here in UK, they will tell you exactly what's in the soil, every element what you have in the soil. So they don't tell you there's it's this and this and this, and NPK as perfect result, it's good. No, they're splitting everything perfectly, correctly, how should be looks like. So whatever you want to grow marrow, cucumber, or pumpkin, or whatever, even carrot.
Yeah.
If you take a soil sample from your soil where you're growing a carrot, and you will put in there on the bag, you're growing carrot, they will test specifically for your carrot or your field beans.
So they tell you exactly what you need to put in.
This is not just. This is really important. So you don't need to go adding stuff. People do fertilizers. I see a lot of people growing marrow, so they put fertilizers. Make me laugh, because I know fertilizers, they're good, but not for marrow. Or in a pumpkin, you could split them very quickly. You can end of the season very, very fast.
Just like you said earlier on, too much water, too much this, too much that, too much of certain nutrients will
science
send it over the edge.
Science stuff is the same as in the beekeeping as well. It's not about in the giant veg; it's in the beekeeping as well.
Yeah.
So, see, I nearly bowl. Look. But
where did that come from? We're talking about giant veg. What is it? Just because your head's so big?
How a lot of people say, "Oh, too much thinking." Yes, I do. I do work in running. This is really, how we say.
Yes, in the giant veg, very good for giant veg. Manure your beds.
You got to be really get your plan. Get to manure, like Puppy just mentioned in there. It's a really good manure. If you won't grow typical Minura, yes, I would say yes. But what I will do adding now, Minura now, 3-4 inches on top, and
Yep.
then
That it's
leave
okay.
leave the Minura alone. Don't dig it up Minura now. Leave it
No.
alone. Just tip it up on the way you won't grow. Leave it. Minura, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I've got mine to do. I've got mine to do in the coming week. So I'll be getting mine on my beds because I need to get rid of
I
all
just
the
have delivery yesterday, so I have trailer delivery yesterday. Quite
I need
nice
to get
lot
myself
Minura.
some cow manure. I've got horse manure at the minute, but I need to get some cow. But that's on the list.
I know
of jobs to do.
basically you put the manure on top, leave it, rain do the rest of the stuff, you rotoviter in, and you could do before you planting your plant, you know, okay, you game prep 2 weeks or 3 weeks before you plant.
Yeah.
So as soon as you do, you could little bit test samples, 2-3 places in your plot to your area, bagging up, you know your address, you're sending this to the labs. The labs doing the test, you got the results, okay. I'm missing this. I'm missing this. You go in the shop, home base or anywhere. You could buy some, example, potassium or something what you're missing. What they request you to add it, and you're just adding there. Just dig it over a little bit over. Done. You are plot. The bed, whatever you're growing
Yep.
there, it's ready correctly.
Feed the ground.
And you're just watering, just to keep watering on top. And if you need spray for some insects or something, then you just keep control of that. That's it. That's what your job
And you
is.
just look at the plant and see what the plant
And
needs.
it only
Sometimes it needs
costs you,
something different.
yeah, they only cost you £20. Doesn't cost you 50 or 60 or 100.
Well, it depends on which beds you want to do.
But
still,
people pay it £100 for fertilizers, and then end up with nothing. Yeah. Is that worth?
No, because you need. If you don't know what you need to put into the ground, then you're just guessing. You're just guessing what you think it needs.
Your guess is nowhere.
No,
it's just basically it's just going there. It's not worth to do. It's definitely worth testing. I will test it myself this year as well. So I will advise you to do test. Really advise you to do test. So anyway, guys, if you watch my channel, because you're watching me here, if you want to see some of beekeeping stuff or gardening, subscribe my channel. I know Dean is there, and Dean sometimes watching me, and I'm watching Dean as well.
Certainly do. Certainly do.
We're all friends, and we're all learning each other.
That's the best way.
And you could see I did actually video there last year about giant pumpkins there, and I did a few videos there about my chilies and all that stuff, how to start them. And so you could watch that if you see.
What I'll do for those that don't see this video, because a lot of people might not, I will mention it on my weekly update this week as well, and I'll pop your channel and everything in my group and stuff, and point people in the right direction anyways. But no, it's like I say, it's really handy, and like I say, it's a great community to have. And I want to say thank you very much for coming
Ali,
along.
Ali just mentioned something. Ali, take this, man. You could grow record Guinness down there, man. I'll tell you this now. Mushroom manure. Wow. If I got there here, I will take that now. I'll tell you this now.
Well, I'm sure you can give somebody a shout for mushroom manure. I'm sure we both know somebody that digs growing the mushrooms.
Ma'am, that is a really good stuff to put on a vagina veg on the growing. Wow. That's
last but not least, then Seb, what's your plans this year? Do you got any targets? Or you got any major plans?
So this year like I did mention before, we're doing I will try like everybody else. It's watermelon, cantaloupe, squash and pumpkin outside, and I got a little secret. I will try and grow in the giant butternut squash. I have the last world record seeds in the hands. I will try.
That's all you can do.
And also, I did got this year. You remember the seeds was Dinapoli.
Yes.
So Dinapoli, Graham was growing UK was about £60 if I remember. I was there. It was quite heavy. I'll tell you now. It was small fruit, but it was really, really heavy,
Very.
full of water. So I have the largest ever was growing in the world. I got the seed as well. So that's my plan, and I will grow try and get marrow, maybe 2 plants marrows growing this year. I will focus on more butternut squash for me. So that'll be the biggest focus for me.
Oh, excellent,
Um,
excellent.
yeah, and I was also long gourd. I will grow in long gourd because not last year, but year before, I have I actually broke UK record, but it didn't end up on the um it didn't end up on the show because it started rotting in the end. It got like black tick in the end.
Oh, never.
And no, it's exactly, but it's a rules in there in the GPC rules. You can't enter that if it's got black thick on there. You can't enter it. But I beat that record on 15 inches, and that record was 15 years, I think it was holding. But I'm coming back for that record. Don't worry.
Well, we'll see what happens this coming year. See what.
I
see what
know
happens.
I did that for quite few years growing, and it's not easy. Really difficult growing because it's a plant, African plant. In this country, it's really difficult growing. Me in the south here is a little bit different. It's a lot of people will say, "Oh, it's more easy."
With the sunny windowsills, yeah.
Not that easy outside. You know, windy. I have a few years back, I didn't support properly, and it broke. It was 2.6 meters, and it was falling down. Yeah, and that was just really.
We'll learn, don't we? We'll learn from previous.
It was
mistakes.
really. It was really bad, you know. When something you come into the allotment and you see it, I said, "What is that?" Oh no, my big sausage is down. See you later, Rob.
Good night,
thank
Rob.
you
Thank you very much for coming in. Like I say, I think this is it for us this evening as well. It's been an absolute pleasure having Seb on the channel. And if you haven't already done so, head over to Seb's YouTube channel. We'll leave the link in the comments below, and also I'll leave a link in the description and also on my video this coming Sunday as well. So thank you everybody for watching and coming in today. Thanks everybody for watching back as well. If you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to drop us either a message. But is there anything you would like to finish on, Seb?
Well, just guys, make sure you're not overwatering. If you live in in UK, you know we have plenty of water coming from the sky, and just be careful what you're watering and what you're doing, and make sure what I will advise you, make sure you do. You all of you growing veg, what is a giant or normal veg? Make sure you do a wildlife support now. We need the wildlife, and we need the planted trees or something for flowers for making pollinators happy. Because without pollinators, we will have no veg in the garden.
Yeah. We've got no
food source.
No pollination.
Make sure you have every single garden have some patches of wildlife difficult for flowers, for bees, for bumblebees, for everything else. Make sure, guys, not just about we growing cabbages, we growing pumpkins, we growing. I believe this is really, really important.
Have the flowers there. Have everything. I like having my my springtime display.
Because you actually attract them to your garden, and they will pollinate your garden as well. Or your vegetables will get when you eat pollinators. They will, or apples, fruits, or anything, anything.
Yeah.
So make sure you got that on the plots. Every single allotment or gardens you have, make sure you got the flowers in the right time of year.
And you can actually go into places like Wilkinson's and stuff now, and they've got all of the dahlias and stuff already.
Oh yeah, now you have half price.
Some easy things to grow and pop in, and you can plant for the future as well. But no, that's great. Thank you very much, Seb. Once again, thanks for coming in. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to end the live now.
Nice.
So say goodbye.
Nice. Thanks, Dean.
Thanks again, Seb. See you all
later.
Ta-da.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, people watching, and have a nice evening and have a nice night if you're in the morning or in your Canada.